Hey everybody, can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, I'm using a different camera. I just wanted to try a couple things. Hey everyone, hey, everybody come through. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I am not using StreamYard because I'm trying something a little bit different. But I wanted to man, this light is bright. I should use the other camera. But I was a little worried that I wasn't able to maneuver it. Hey, everybody come through, guys. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to everybody. Good evening. Hey, shout out to everyone. Now, can you guys hear me? Let me know. Hi. Hi. Thank you. Let me know if you guys hear me. So I am live from YouTube. So I'm a little nervous, but I said, now what a better time than ever to just do a live on YouTube and see how it goes, right? Shout out to everybody. So I'm waiting for the transcripts. I haven't received them for today yet. And when we receive them, maybe we'll receive them during this live, which would be amazing. But we have not received them yet. So I wanted to say something, y'all. I left the live stream and it sounds like it ended pretty quickly after I was done. It didn't really stay for too long. So I don't feel like we're going to hear a whole lot as far as anything that's happening. But shout out to everybody. You'll be listening mostly. No worries. Shout out to you. Thank you guys for being here. So hit the like button. We're actually live straight from YouTube, not from StreamYard. So I can't even can I click? I can't click a comment to post it on the screen. I'm going to try to challenge myself to go live on other devices or other streaming services versus just YouTube. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, how did this comment get pinned? Unpinned message. Oh, I got to be careful. Welcome everybody. Welcome. I'm letting those notifications go out. So, hey everybody. I'm learning, y'all. I'm a little nervous because I'm like, oh, what if I mess up or something messes up or whatever? We gonna make this happen. Okay, so I want us to talk a little bit about what happened today, man. And I'm gonna see if I can find. Why don't I share it now? Let's go into Twitter real quick. Apparently, an issue with another juror. Okay, and I kind of knew. Hold up, y'all. Let me see if I can do that. I kind of knew. Well, I think we all kind of knew that there was something going on. There's juror number 6, who apparently they're still going back. Well, there is no going back and forth. He's been dismissed. But there is a juror specifically that is now the talk of the town. And we talked about this today. Now, I want to make sure this is June. These are old tweets. Let me go to today where Inner City Press actually posted something and I want us to talk about it. And shout out to Inner City Press. But today specifically, there was a conversation or at least a submission about another juror. And I have not had the chance to look into is this it? Yes, here it is, the summary that I wanted to talk about. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you. We are did you guys even receive the notifications? Let me know. Should probably do that just so I know what it's like. I'm going straight live from YouTube and not through StreamYard, so it's a little intimidating for me. Did you receive a YouTube notification? You got notified. Yes or no? Okay, let me look at the numbers because you did. Rob M says no. Okay. Tony says no. Only through Discord. Okay. Well, I heard that because if you're not using a third-party app, put this desk up a little bit. Oh, you did 6 minutes ago. YouTube notified you today. Wow. Another situation with the juror. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and just do a little recap of the crazy things that have been happening. Now, if you have not watched the jury video that I did yesterday, well, the transcript video that I did yesterday, and everything, it's amazing. Why are you streaming this way and not on StreamYard? Because like I said, I wanted to try a different way. Thank you. Okay, sounds good. So what is the issues with this other juror? And again, we're not going to find out because a lot of it is, in the hush hush and stuff like that. We don't know. Okay. But there's an issue, and specifically on this. The government does not oppose further fact finding regarding juror. So there's going to be another juror that is probably going to be investigated. And one of the sentences that stood out to me, because I read this today, was this last sentence that said, for these reasons, the government does not oppose additional fact finding, aka investigation, regarding juror blank communication with his former colleagues or anyone else regarding his jury service. So clearly, something happened to where now some of the jurors are like finding out, oh shit, like, or at least the people are finding out, oh shit, he's probably talking about somebody about their jury duty service situation, and maybe they're not supposed to. I'm not really sure what is this whole situation here. You said, I heard that they received a text asking if they're juror number 6 from a number that he doesn't know. Really, Miss Dominique? Really? Who said this? So this other juror is a male. That's what we know so far. But let me say this. This is how the paragraph started, okay? The defense argues that if the court removes juror blank should also be removed. So if you're going to remove juror 6, who we now know, then another juror should be removed. What did Mims say? Mims said that it was did Mims went live already? I haven't watched. I'll have to maybe let me see if he did if the transcripts are ready on Mims. Hold up. We must find out, because now I'm kind of curious. I know BJ just did a video on another juror. Hold up. Let's see. Make it make sense. Mims. Yes. Okay. So let me see. My goodness, Mims. Let's see. Hold up. Let's see. Juror. Let's see. The jurors. Did he bring this up at all during his live stream, or when did he say it? It's not how you spell juror. Here it is. So in the minute marker. Okay. I don't know if you guys, let me know if you guys hear the sound. Hopefully there's no issues. Hopefully. Can you guys hear it? Let me know.
That's up her rebrand. Okay. Let's start here before we get into the stuff from the court today. I told you guys on Friday that I stayed behind to watch the judge say juror 6 is out. But now
another
juror. I
juror.
was talking to some people in the court, and one reporter was like, yeah, but he seemed like maybe he was going to take it into consideration that it should not, that particular juror should not be removed. And I was like, no, I'm not going to change what I said. I heard the judge say with my own ears, his ruling is that juror is gone for their inconsistent stories and everything else, like the head nodding while Diddy was talking. Well, today I found out that I was right. Juror 6 is out. But now there's another issue with another juror. It says Diddy trial juror gets mysterious text. Judge worried he's blabbing. Diddy trials is on the verge of another jury shakeup due to one of them getting a strange text message that's left the judge with concerns this juror is talking about the case outside the court. Sources with direct knowledge told TMZ the juror alerted the court on Friday about the text message from a phone number he didn't recognize, asking if he was juror number 6, who'd already been in the news as someone judged.
Wait a minute. So the juror got a text message and he was asked by a random person, are you juror number 6? What? Okay. Just a random, not like a number was like, all right, I'm gonna call you. Are you juror number 6? What? That don't even sound right, guys. That just what? And I mean, I'm sure that it did happen. I'm not, I believe it, but it's like, who would text somebody randomly if they haven't already been looked at? You know what? I say look into Pineapple Head. I'm not on StreamYard. I don't have it here, but I say look after Pineapple Head. Pineapple Head, where are you? Pineapple Head, do you have something to say here? Because I think you have something here. I would say so. Look into Pineapple Head because he's the one investigating. That's my understanding of the situation. Look, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Sumarian might dismiss. We're told this juror wanted the judge to know about the mystery text, and indeed, Judge Submarinian did have lots of questions for him about.
Wait, why did I say Pineapple Head and GMAT comes out? I said Pineapple Head, and who comes out of the chat? GMAT does. Oh, I wish I could. Mercy Miami is like, who's Pineapple Head? So, long story short, for those that are new, so back in I think it was it Secret Service Sam, whatever that blogger who was out there at the Diddy trial, right? He was being investigated. I guess there were some private investigators that were following him, asking if he was covering the Diddy trial, and so there was a couple of there's a couple of bloggers that were being investigated, right? And there's a picture, and one of the investigators, he just looked like he got a pineapple head. So I don't know. I think I might have been hungry or something, because I feel like that there's a correlation between me going off and going hungry at the same time. Like, we cannot have those two and have a successful stream. I'm learning. Okay. So I see pineapple. I'm thinking about pineapple for whatever reason. Then I called him Pineapple Head. And then the guy was like, this pineapple, I just went off and called him a Pineapple Head. So something about being hungry and going off. So yeah, there's a term for that. Okay, let's keep playing this.
About the message and the phone number from which it came. Our sources say, although the juror said he didn't recognize the phone number, the judge has concerns he might be discussing the trial with people who are not on the jury,
that's not
which
good.
Obviously would be a major violation of the judge's instructions. Real quick, I feel like these people should have been sequestered in the first place. This is one of the most publicized trials of probably most of our lives, and you don't sequester them. You believe that they aren't going to watch anything because it's all over the news, it's all over the internet. You don't think that they have the shade room?
Yeah.
I don't understand. But
why
while
were
Judge I say his name wrong every time. Judge Submarinian has not sequestered the jury. They get to go home every day. They've all been instructed not to discuss the case with anyone or to read any news about it. Monday morning, right after he dismissed Juror 6 over inconsistencies with where he lives, the judge said he would deal with the other juror after Monday's testimony. Someone's getting, well, we don't need to do all that, y'all. And then in the court case, TMZ gets name checked. People have a direct line. Diddy's people have a direct line to TMZ.
Yep.
So we'll get into that. I'm not gonna lie, today was not a labor of love.
They said today was really, really boring. Well, I kind of felt it too.
The first person was a paralegal.
So yeah, I mean, maybe they should have sequestered. I'm not really sure. What does this mean? What happened? Why are random numbers texting people? That's what I want to know. Is this lining up to be a mistrial at this point? It seems like we keep, I don't know, man. It just seems like every time that things are happening, there's always something, guys. There's always something. I don't know what it is. And people are saying this is going to be a mistrial. It's going to be a jury lock. I don't know. But today it sounds like they actually broke it down in terms of like breaking down the text messages with the charts and outlining maybe just what is happening overall with the case and stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You said one of so-called investigators was wearing a pineapple shirt, and that's why I thought you said, I don't know, man. He just had a funny looking head. I think I was talking about his hair, but I kind of went off. I don't know. I don't know. That was like 3 months ago. I can't remember. The judge could still order for them to sequester. I think they should have been sequestered. I think they should have been, and Pika said it too. I'm kind of there with Pika. I think it should have been sequestered. I think here we are with this situation now. It would have saved us a lot of time. And then to do this all over again. Now, does it cost money to sequester these individuals? Yes. Yes, it does. It does. I was talking to a friend. I don't know if you guys can see the TikTok. Shout out to Sarah's Weird World. I was trying to get on my channel, but she's actually in New York right now. And she was telling me how weird she said her name is Sarah Weird World, but shout out to her. She said how weird this whole situation is with this with the trial. And weird in the sense of like it just seems like Diddy, this is what I've heard, that he's allowed to do all kinds of things, and he's looking at everybody. He seems unbothered by a lot of things. That's what they said. I said, what? Really? So I don't know, man. And she was talking, she said, man, it's brutal out there. Like you really, people that are going in the court right now, they got to get in there on time. They got to get up there paying people. There are bloggers that owe money to the people that are standing in lines. What a mess. How are you owing money for the people that are like standing in line for you? Literally, I guess there's people that are owing money to people that are standing in line. What do you guys think? You said Rotten Mango hasn't posted anything for a minute. Wonder if I'm pretty sure her team is still out there, but I think it just got a little bit overwhelming, honestly, for people. I mean, look, we're 2 weeks. We are 2 weeks in this situation. We are going to make it through. I promise you guys. I promise you guys. Now, I need you guys to do me a favor. We have over 191 people here. I need people to hit the like button because we're going straight live from YouTube. And I don't know what that algorithm there looks like. So we're trying to get in. We live now. Let me let the people know. I didn't even tell the people we were live. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon Todd, who said I had to hit that like button. Please and thank you. Get us to 150 likes. I really would appreciate it. And if you guys can support, I really would appreciate it. Thank you. Hold up. Let me see what you guys are saying. So, all right. Okay. So they had, how many alternates did they say they had? They had 4, right? Juror number 6 is out. Another alternate is in, right? And then we have 3 more. 3 more left. So if another juror's out, then that puts in there. But it's like, and remember, the alternates have to listen to they're there from day 1. Fitz LA, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Aw, thank you. I wish, is it 6 or 4? Why did I think 4? They got 6 alternates. You're right. Yeah. Sorry. My bad, y'all. I took a nap and I'm still a little tired. Fitz LA, thank you so much for being a member. I'm not on StreamYard, so I can't even put your membership thing up, but for 5 months, thank you, my love. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's 6. You guys are right. Sorry, I don't know why I said, did I say 4 or 5? Anyways, I meant to say 6. So that would mean, well, hell, I mean, I still don't feel good about that. Then you got 4 more left that are still having to sit there and hear the trial out. I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me know if you guys hear the sound on this. I'm going to try to play Sarah's video real quick. Okay. I can't play it like that. Hold up. Let's see. And I'm testing this because we're going to be trying to...
Fresh out the Diddy trial, quite literally. This is the back of the court. Please do excuse the state of me, because if New York's been anything, it's not kind with the weather right now. You know, when you're seeing these courtroom sketches of Diddy, they're so accurate. Literally so accurate. He is so white-haired, it's unbelievable. He's relaxed. He looks cool. He's calm.
Do you guys hear her? Let me know. So she said that the pictures are accurate. He's so white-haired. Is that right? Let me know if you guys hear the sound. I need to know if you guys hear Sarah. I don't see the chat moving. You do. Okay, thank you.
He's making eye contact with everyone in that room. So there was a little spat about juror number 6. Juror number 6 is definitely not on the panel anymore. They have been struck off. I don't know whether it was a he or a she. There's also another problem with another juror. And
it's a he.
The judge was talking, he'd mentioned about the fact that it was to do with race, to which Diddy did this dramatic, ooh, in the courtroom. So they've spent the morning going through text messages, voice notes. They played them out in the courtroom. Some of the voice notes, you can hear Diddy in them saying, like, I can't talk on the phone. I can't text. I can't say this information where it can be seen. He knew everything was going to be looked at. Again, D-Rock's name's been mentioned in a few of the things today, but yet D-Rock is not testifying. Why not?
Yeah.
Fresh out the Diddy trial.
Oh my God,
quite
wait a minute.
literally.
Did she just say that Diddy yawn or something?
Literally.
Hold
These
up.
courtroom sketches of Diddy, they're so accurate. Literally so accurate. He is so white-haired. It's unbelievable. He's relaxed. He looks cool. He's calm. He's making eye contact with everyone in that room. So there was a little spat about juror number 6. Juror number 6 is definitely not on the panel anymore. They have been struck off. I don't know whether it was a he or a she. There's also another problem with another juror. And when the judge was talking, he'd mentioned about the fact that it was to do with race, to which Diddy did this dramatic in the courtroom. So they've spent the morning.
Why did he do that? He's yawning out loud in the courtroom. Yeah, he is. Hudson, you're right. He is 55. So and it's not like he can have hair dry in the jail. But I do wonder, like, everybody's looking at him to see every little thing that he's doing. So it's kind of like he really can't get away with shit right now. He's got to be careful. Truly. Oh my God. I'm like, did I really hear her say that? Hold up.
P. Diddy entered that courtroom today full of smiles, full of love. As soon as he entered the courtroom, he literally hugged every single member of his defense team. He is so relaxed, it's crazy. There was a few occasions where he was writing down little notes and passing them along to his lawyers and smiling. But in the same breath, he has taken everything in that courtroom in. He is watching every single person in that room. You can feel his presence. When witnesses were getting on the stand, he was watching the press, watching the jury. He is studying that room just as much as everyone in that room is studying him. The majority of today has been government witnesses going over text messages, photographs. There's been a few videos and voice notes. Outside of the court was on high alert because everyone thought Kanye was going to rock up again today. He didn't, but I think he will at some point. The prosecution are set to rest their case on Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Brendan Paul. He is testifying for the prosecution, for the government against Diddy. No doubt this guy's going to be granted immunity because he is an alleged dealer who sold D-Rugs to Diddy on multiple occasions.
Wait, Hudson said, give him the finger. Listen, wasn't it Karen Reed? I could be wrong. Y'all been watching the Karen Reed. She was doing this. Something like, she's going like this. She's going like this. Like, or I can't remember if it was Karen Reed or the judge or somebody was going like this and they got a screenshot and it was like, not the later flipping everybody out. She was literally going like that. Y'all remember? Let me know if you remember. Because listen, hold up. And by the way, the Karen Reed case is in deliberation. Karen Reed, middle finger. Finger in trial. I think it was her who did it. Yep. May 9th. Karen Reed given the middle finger in court. It was. So I was like, wait. That did happen? I don't know if she got in trouble for that because, like I said, I haven't been watching like that, but I do wonder. You saw the screenshot of it today? Oh, man. Sylvia's here. All right. You said you would do that? He's going, oh. He's yawning. He's unbothered. Shout out to Sarah, y'all. Sarah's amazing. You guys got to check her out. She's on TikTok and she's also on YouTube. Shout out to her.
The government are done. They're ready to wrap this up. You can feel it in the courtroom. The defense still has a couple more witnesses. They're going to be taking the stand on Friday. But we are now right at the finish line. I've said it before. I'll say it again. For me, I feel like the government only care about these RICO charges. Nothing else. I stand by it. Juror 6 was struck off today. He will no longer be returning to the courtroom. Now, as court finished today and everyone left, the judge then sealed off the room and is now questioning another juror. There is potential that another jury member could be struck off. I will be potentially live streaming outside of the courts tomorrow. P. Diddy entered that courtroom today full of smiles.
Wow. What do you guys think so far? Now hold up. Did she post anything else before that? Shout out to Sarah. Oh my god, Sarah's amazing, y'all. You need to check her out. Look at, she's like huge on TikTok. It's amazing.
Well, a massive hello and good morning from New York City. I am at the federal courthouse. It is 10 to 6 in the morning and it's already starting to get very busy here.
Oh my god. Y'all, they got tents. And then I heard that some of the bloggers owe money to some of the people that are lining out outside, okay? Dang.
Well, a massive hello and good morning from New York City. I am at the federal court.
That is crazy. What do you guys think? You said he has to regret not putting that jury up in a much bigger listen to the entire trial. Welcome. Hey, Pinche Becky. You said, I believe she's getting a retrial. Oh, Karen Reed again? Karen Reed again? Lord have mercy. No. I don't know how people can re-listen to all of that again and then think that it's just like it's another retrial. That is insane. But here's the question that I have, okay? Going back to Diddy, this is a one-man RICO at this point, right? Like we're waiting for some other shoe to drop at this point. And I think that this is a very good question to ask. Like, damn, like, okay, what about the other people? What about the other folks? What about the other folks that have been mentioned? Who has been mentioned a lot today? KK, D-Rock, on the messages. Now that we have all of these, like, professionals and government professionals speaking on this, what are we making of all of this at this point? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You said KK won't take the stand, but Diddy will. I don't know. Okay. And then people, by the way, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about the judge? Because people are taking issue with the judge. They feel like there's a little bit of bias when it comes to him. I don't know. So I have heard different comments. I don't feel like I know enough to even say, like, what's up with this judge to even make an assessment about him. But I do wonder, like, people have said different things about him. The judge is this, the judge is that. I have a lot of questions about it. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. Now hold up. Let me see. You guys are saying that I wonder who the wholesaler of the office supply might be. Office supply of what? I think the judge is taking orders. Lindell, from who? What do you mean taking orders? Wayne says, if Diddy's going down, do you think he's going to drag some others down with him? I feel like more names are going to come out. Ooh. They're grasping at straws with the judge. People have issues with the judge. Rabbit is the alternate judge for this case. I am the all right. Listen, attention, I have an announcement. Judge Submarinian, I think that's how you say his last name. Shout out to him. If he retires, I'll be stepping up. Okay. And all the YouTubers will get the front seat. I'm just joking. All the YouTubers will get the front seat. Listen, I'm not gonna be a judge if I'm only at like 145 likes. No, get it together. That's not gonna happen. Get it together. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. No. That's my thought on that. That would be a horrible case to be a part of too, honestly. Thank you. I hope he testifies just to watch him end his own case with the well, I don't think Diddy's gonna testify, but let me know. Kim, oh my God, where have you been, Kim Watts? Order in the court have arrived from the bushes. Miss you guys. Kim, I was thinking about you just the other day. Oh my God, Kim, I hope you're doing well. Jeez. She literally came from the bushes and thought she wasn't gonna get called out. Shout out to Kim Watts. So many witnesses. KK doesn't get called. D-Rock doesn't get called. Roger Bonds doesn't get called. Okay. You knew you were out. You knew I was thinking about you, Kim. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to you, Kim. All these people do not get called. What do we make of that? What are we doing here? Let me know what you guys think. there's just so many thoughts that I have about this situation too that I'm like, well, what about the other witnesses? And then here's BJ. Shout out to BJ. She did a video as well on the juror, the mysterious text. Let's talk about that. Let me hit play on this.
I thought I was done for the day. I'm not. Okay, I have to update y'all. Some news did come out about this juror situation. So if you were watching my lives today, there was a juror removed.
Yes.
Because lack of candor. Now, this doesn't necessarily specifically mean he lied, although it could mean he lied. He just didn't. He wasn't fully forthcoming with the court about where exactly he was living, stuff like that. And then the judge then called him back to ask him questions about it, and then his answers just kept getting more different every time he was answering questions. So he got removed. This is the guy that Diddy was like, if you remove him, it's racism or something. The judge removed him. But in the decision of removing that juror, it came up in court this morning before the jury even came in. It came up in court this morning that it was another juror issue already on the table. Okay. Diddy, I guess, was arguing that this juror should be removed. And because he was saying, if the juror 6 should be removed, then this other juror should be removed.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know which juror it is. It was all redacted. Go check out my most recent live if you missed that. So then the judge at the beginning of the day today in court, he was like, I will get to this issue after the jury leaves for the day. So the jury was supposed to leave today at 3 p.m. Eastern time over there. And the judge said, well, then at lunch today, or maybe, at some point today, a document hit the document.
Oh, so it's muted. So if I mute, you guys don't hear the video. Okay, YouTube, you need to fix this shit. Fix this, YouTube, because we got to figure it out. So if it's muted, no longer muted. Yes. So I muted myself because I didn't want to make sounds. But if I mute, the sound goes off on the video. That's interesting. Okay, I just learned that.
From the government. And the government had filed and said, we disagree with Diddy's reasoning and his arguments, saying that we should somehow compare the two juror issues. These things are not comparable. However, the government said, we do agree with Diddy that we think that you should go and we should, further fact finding might be necessary. We might need to have more questions asked about this juror, actually, this mystery juror. Well, while I was live and while I was trying to figure out what was going on with this juror, TMZ drops this exclusive, but then I'm like, all right, let's wait till the end of the day because first of all, I didn't see this TMZ thing.
Why does TMZ have an exclusive on this? That's the question. Hold up. Let me pause real quick. Why does TMZ have the exclusive on this? That's the question that I have. Why does TMZ have an exclusive on something that is supposed to be, you can't have media in there, only a couple, right? Like, why does TMZ have the exclusive on what's going on in the court? Does anybody know? Well, that's what I want to know. Like, how the hell did we go there from this situation being, well, it's certain things are private, judge, submarinian. I'm gonna need you to answer that. How is it that TMZ has an exclusive on this shit? Okay, especially when we're trying to figure out, well, what's going on with the juror? Like immediately, I just want to know, how does the judge have an exclusive on this? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay?
Because the judge is going to address this other juror situation. And so they get to the end of the day and the judge dismisses the jury, calls a sidebar. The sidebar is like 2 seconds long. And then it's like, okay, court adjourned. And it's like, wait a second. Whoa. I thought you were going to address this juror issue or whatever. And it was like very anticlimactic. We all waited all day for this, any little piece of information at all whatsoever. But they were giving us like nothing. So it was disappointing. I'm like basically fighting off a migraine at the moment. But I saw this article. I'm like barely can hold my eyes open. And I was like, I can't even wear my antennas, y'all. That might be what my issue is. But it's just like they're starting to just really hurt my head. From wearing them for like so many hours a day. I never really wore them that much like that. But anyway, okay, so I do have a some type of compromise. It's an article from TMZ, but they're saying that they have an exclusive, and so we maybe are going to get a little more information than we did get from the judge this morning or earlier this afternoon in court. Okay, so here is the title: Diddy Trial, Juror Gets Mysterious Text. Judge worried he's blabbing. Oh. Diddy's trial is on the verge of another jury shakeup. Can I make it reader? Diddy's trial is on the verge of another jury shakeup due to one of them getting a strange text message that left the judge with concerns this juror might be talking about the case outside of court.
Yeah.
Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the juror alerted the court to this issue Friday about the text message from a number he didn't recognize.
Who are the sources? Sources with direct knowledge. Which ones? A lawyer? Which ones? That's the question that I would be at. What sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ? Who? Garagos? Who is it? That's the question that I have. That's where a lot of sources need to go into. Okay, so because if a mistrial happens or some shit goes down, okay, this is part of that. All right, name them. That's right. Put them out, take them out, put them out, put their name out there. Let us know who's the source. Huh?
Asking him if he was juror number 6. Now, this juror had already been in the news. So is this another black man? Sources.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. My head is itching. Okay. Is this how Mark Garagos is going to get the mistrial? I don't know. Somebody knows something. They're going to give him the boot. Man. Ivy Rose says it's probably one of his attorneys. That's the only way I could think about. It has to be one of the attorneys. Unless it's the prosecution, which I'm like, why the fuck would the prosecution want to do that? But somebody's leaking information, and yeah. That's what I want to know. You said, I don't think it's illegal to share info from public filing even before they're filed. Garagos' BFF Addy is behind the jury tampering. He's the only one who would have skin in the game, literally. Oh my goodness. Well, of course, it's the defense who wants him off. That's what I'm like. I don't think it's the prosecution, but listen, I don't know, but I think that first sentence, sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, which ones? This shit is supposed to be sealed. Here we are getting court transcripts, and it's like page 56,500 in dash 42,000 something sealed. And you're like, this is supposed to be sealed, but somebody's talking to TMZ. Which one is it? Somebody make it make sense when it comes to this, because it doesn't make sense to me. But you guys let me know what you could think in the comments.
With direct knowledge, because who was that? What was it being discussed about juror 6? That he was a black man, because Diddy was saying it was like racist that they were trying to get rid of this juror. Sources with direct knowledge told TMZ that the juror alerted the court. So the juror had candor. He's the one who alerted the court. He got a text message from a phone number he didn't recognize, asking him if he was juror number 6, who had already been in the news as someone that the judge might dismiss. We're told this juror wanted the judge to know about the mysterious text message, and indeed, the judge did have a lot of questions about the text message and the phone number from where it came. Our sources say, although the juror said he didn't recognize the number, the judge has concerns that this juror might be discussing the trial with people who are not on the jury, which obviously would be a major violation of the judge's instructions.
Absolutely.
While the judge hasn't sequestered the jury, they get to go home every day. They've all been instructed not to discuss the case with anyone or read any news about it. Monday morning, right after he dismissed juror 6 over inconsistencies with where he lives. So today, this morning, right after the judge dismissed juror 6, he got kicked off over inconsistencies about him saying where he lives. The judge then said he would deal with this other juror after Monday's testimony, which came and went. someone's getting called to the principal's office. And when it's all said and done, there could be a second alternate juror called to decide Diddy's fate.
No.
Now, you know what this makes me wonder is
Now, hold up. I do wonder though. Here's my question, man. It's like, so you get a random text message. Are you juror number 6? The person who texted you, you didn't know who texted you? They just randomly had your number? You didn't know who texted you? They just randomly had your number. And then in the random text, they're going to say, hey, are you juror number 6? How do they know? Like, and I'm saying, you know, maybe, I don't know, man. Somebody would have had to have known, given that the fact that these names aren't being released, right? They're not to the public. The only people that would know the names are the attorneys and, of course, the judge and, you know, these people. That's it. Something don't smell right about this situation, guys.
if the jury wasn't, if this particular juror wasn't kept.
But here's just say here, G-Man saying family or friends gossiping. Okay. If I were a juror and because I think it's okay to tell your family and friends, hey, I'm on jury duty. It's the Diddy trial. You know, I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Okay. The person who made the report, who's a juror, said that it was a random number. So there's no way that it was a family member, because if it's a random number, you know the person's number. The random number said, are you juror number 6? It had to have been somebody who knew that this person was in jury duty, right? It can't just be, it had to have been somebody. You could tell your family, like, I've done jury duty. You can tell your family, like, I'm in jury duty. I can't talk about the case. That's it. That's all. That's all you say, right? You don't get into the semantics. You don't talk about any of this. The thing is that the person received a random text message from God knows who, what the number was. Are you juror number 6? Why? It's a lot of questions. You said it could have been a reporter trying to get a scoop, says Alexis. Maybe. So then reporters are contacting, which, I mean, I'm not surprised at all, because that would, like, a reporter can contact a juror, but damn, like, that information is not supposed to be released to anybody. I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, at the very least, the juror did tell the court and the judge, the judge, that he received a random number. He might have even showed him the text. Now, who from the lawyers, because it's the lawyers who would put this out here, sources closest to the case, who? Because remember, everything that's being, all these documents, court transcripts, it's all being sealed. So who from the lawyers told that to TMZ? Just a question.
Aside today to ask more questions, and that's why the lawyers just went straight into a sidebar and then the court was adjourned. Did they go into I don't know. If court's adjourned, can you do that? I don't know. Maybe not. I bet you there's been some stuff going on in the back end about this other juror. Well, sometimes when the court isn't giving you all the news, TMZ gets the exclusive. I mean, I really hate that it's like that, but it is, unfortunately. That's just how it is.
And that's the crazy part. That's like, we're getting all this information from, like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. And it's true. It's just frustrating. We, the public that are, like, interested in the case, that want to know what's going on, we're hearing it through TMZ because they have an exclusive versus directly from the court. Really? Okay.
I am, yeah. I mean, am I surprised? No. But, in the other news reporting that I did see today, they were reporting that it was something about a communication with a coworker or a communication with an ex-coworker. So it seems like maybe some type of investigation has already begun. And maybe it seems like at least some people in the case believe this is a former, like, they have some idea who the person is that the person was texting.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's, like, something going on with that as well. Yeah, and Diddy was pitching a fit this morning trying to get a
Gotcha. Gulf Coast girl says court states it was a former colleague. It is in the documents. Hold up. That let me see if I can pull it up more directly. This is what the government wrote in their letter to the court. Government does not oppose further fact-finding regarding juror. They're going to have to find out. If somebody's texting you randomly and you're a juror about a case, yeah, they're going to have to do fact-finding. But here it says, for these reasons, the government does not oppose additional fact-finding regarding juror blank communication with his former colleagues. So maybe he talked to his former colleagues and then they came back and they're texting him. And I say him because it says his, okay? They're texting him like, hey, are you juror number 6? And it was a random number who said, hey, I'm going to text you because I'm kind of curious. Are you juror number 6? That could very well be the case. That could very well be the case. Maybe it was a colleague. I don't know. Or is it a random number? Because the way it's being reported is that it was a random number. Did the person know the person? Yes. You said former colleagues, meaning the other jurors, Rabbit. Well, it says right here, with his former colleague or anyone else regarding his jury service. He said he would never. Colleagues, no worries. Question, do you think that the prosecution will bring up Jonathan Nadi as their last witness? No. I don't think Jonathan Nadi is going to be brought up at all. I think that no. They would have said that. They would have said that already. They've already named the last 4. Well, no, the last 3 people that they have already. It's not Jonathan Nadi. There's no surprise witness or anything like that. Well, shout out to BJ. There is no surprise witness here. They're not even bringing in Albie Shore, who is another one. You know what I mean? You said juror 6 starting ish. But yes, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. So former colleagues, I think they're referencing the jury, not former employer, but that's just how I'm interpreting that. It could be wrong. For these reasons, the government does not oppose additional fact-finding regarding juror blank communication with his former colleagues, coworkers, past whatever, or the jury. I don't know. They're not even when you're doing jury duty, you're not even supposed to be talking with the people there about the case. You're not supposed to be talking about it at all. You cannot talk about the case up until deliberations. Like you could talk about all kinds of things, but you cannot talk about the case. You cannot talk about the case at all. You're not supposed to. I think the government is doing the best they can with the circus of a trial this has become. It's a lot. You know, that's a great question, is what I don't understand. You guys said it. Why didn't they? We talked about this early. Why didn't they sequester this jury? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You said it said that your number 6 is a correctional officer. Yeah, juror number 6 was a former correctional officer. That's what we knew, and that he had some like legal trouble or something like that, and he was like something about fraud or something like that. So they felt like his background he wasn't being very honest about stuff, if that makes sense, but that's what they said. The juror started talking about his family in New Jersey. That's right. You could talk about all kinds of things. You just can't talk about the case. That's it. I think they meant that he was talking to a former coworker, Ivy Rose says. I think you're right. And I can't click your comment because I'm not on StreamYard. It may have been about the fact that he's a juror, not necessarily about this case. Could be. But they're gonna look into it. I'm like, don't even tell anybody that you're close. Like, just tell the people that you're close to. Like, if I was there, which I've been in that situation where I'm doing jury duty, the only people that I told was I'm doing jury duty, and I didn't even know what the case was about. I didn't even say, like, I literally maybe took it too serious. Like, I did not, well, should be taken serious in my opinion. But I didn't talk about it at all. At all. Was I asked if I was in jury duty? Yeah, but I can't talk about the case. That's it. Because you're not supposed to. Hell, and I don't even think people even asked me afterwards. You know, I just kind of went about my life because that's what you do. You said pretty crazy they didn't sequester. That's what I'm saying. Should they have been? I mean, they still can though, right? Didn't somebody say in the chat that they still can't sequester? I think that they should. Let me see what you guys think in the comments. Should the judge at this point sequester? How do you spell sequester? The jury. I hope I spelled it right. At this point, that would like if they're like traveling and then suddenly they have to do a bunch of shit to arrange everything to be held up in a hotel. You said it's too late, G-Man? Dang. It's too late? You didn't get a notification, Veronica? Dang. Sequestered. Somebody asked in the chat what sequestered means. It's just basically to for this specific reason, it would be a jury. So it would be to kind of like put them away, hide them away. I don't know, put them somewhere until they can come to a conclusion of this case. I don't know how to put them away, hide them, store them somewhere, store the jury somewhere. It's just basically isolating the jurors from any outside world influence during a trial. That's what it is. And that would be housing them. They could be housed in a hotel and they have limited news access, limited internet, limited contact. Even with the family, they probably would have limited contact with their family. It's basically to prevent any outside influences to impact their decision in the jury. That's what sequestering means for the person that was asking what sequestered means. The judge can still mandate for them to be sequestered. You said it's too late. I don't know. Is it too late? Yes, it's based. That's what it means. It's just you're putting the jury away. Like it might be in a hotel or it might be somewhere where you can control the Wi-Fi and you can control everything. So they're not influenced by it. If that makes sense. You know? Thank you. Thank you, Squabble Up Fool. Thank you. Make sure you guys are supporting. You guys want me to continue to do the transcripts. I need you guys to support, okay? Please and thank you. I don't know if what happened to my damn. I really feel like I should have I wanted to try going live on YouTube, but I feel a little lost. I do. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. I mean, is it too late to sequester? I'm not really sure. Let me see what you guys are saying so far. Is it too late to sequester? Is this me? Yes. Should the judge at this point sequester the jury? 77% said yes, and 25% said no. You said they should have but it's a little too late now. Is it too late? I mean, they still can, you know? You said maybe leaving the jury alone to see if you'll try and tamper with them. Well, I want to know. I don't know. Like, I have a lot of questions about. Yeah, this case, you're right, G-Man. This case is like almost 80% over. I do want to know, who do they say we're going to be? Is it Vashta? Vashta, the head of Bad Boys, was going to be testifying. Who else? I feel like we're lacking here. Like, there should be a lot more people testifying. I don't know. It feels like something's off. What do you guys think? How are you guys feeling about the judge? Because people are feeling, and let me pull up some articles on this. How are you guys feeling about this judge? People said, you know, they feel like he is biased or he is dismissive or he's doing a good job. How are you guys feeling? What is his name? Judge Submarinian. How are you guys feeling about him? Let me see what people are saying. Performance. Is that what you say? Performance at Diddy trial? This is a tough case, I will say, for him. I would think so. So people have different thoughts and opinions about him. He's upholding decisions. Some people feel like, no, we don't like him. Some people feel like they like him. Some people feel like he's being biased. Where do you guys stand with that? You said the judge made us nervous before, then he came through. Okay. Rabbit said the prequel to this trial got you thinking there should be more witnesses. We were fooled. Well, is it people said that this gonna be a deadlock? It's gonna be a mistrial. He's gonna be found guilty. Maybe that should be our poll. Honestly, maybe that should be our poll. Hold up, let me do it now. Let's see outcomes of this trial in your opinion. And I know it's very like premature to make this kind of poll, but I'm kind of wondering what you guys are thinking. I'm just going to tell you what people are saying. Mistrial, deadlock, guilty, innocent. That's the 4 choices that we're going to put. Let me know what you guys think. Now, while you're there, please hit the like button. We have 251 people. Can we get to 250 likes? I'd appreciate it. You said the judge in a federal court can order a jury to be sequestered later in the trial, even during deliberations, according to Google AI. Yeah, that's what I heard. Let's see. I like him. Some people think that he's biased because people think he's sides more with the prosecution, says Miss Toby. Okay. You said, I think he's never going to make anyone happy. I don't think so. Not on this case, minds y'all. Not on this case. I think the judge is the problem. I don't think the judge is the problem. I think it's the prosecution. Okay. All right. Deadlock would be when the jury can't come to a decision, if that makes sense. That's would be that. Is that the best way to describe it? And let me make sure I'm not misinforming. That's my understanding of deadlock jury meaning. Let's see. Let me make sure. So it's a hung jury. That's what it is. So it occurs when jurors cannot reach a unanimous agreement on a verdict after extended deliberations, leading to a mistrial. Okay, which is what happened with Karen Reed. In essence, it means that the jury is unable to decide whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty. Pretty much, they don't have enough to decide, or maybe they do. I don't know. But yes, yes, I think they should go ahead and sequester the jury. Okay. You did guilty, deadlock, gonna walk. Yeah, I mean, Biscuit, where do you stand with this? What do you think is gonna happen? Let's see. And what if so we do it again? Are we gonna do this again? I don't know, man. This is gonna be a rough one if we have to do it again. I don't know, man. I mean, you just never know. Outcomes for this. Let me look at this poll. Outcomes of this trial, in your opinion. 14% said mistrial. 12% said deadlock. 72% said guilty. Wow. Excuse me. And 2% said innocent. Look at the mistrial and deadlock. You guys are like right tied in there. They can retry the case again if it's a mistrial or if it's deadlock. They can do both. Kim says guilty. The chat is split. It really is, except for that guilty part. You said, I guess it depends. Diddy has had his luck in court at this point. It can go either way. Diddy has had 2 other cases in the court that he's been pretty successful in court before, I would say. I wrote innocent because for some weird ass reason he will walk. You said, okay. You think it's going to be a hung jury? I said, if it's a hung jury, Diddy stays in jail? No. No, well, I don't think so. I mean, they can retry it again. I said mistrial today. Until today, I moved to guilty. Everything is black and white on paper, says Jamaican girl. Okay. Okay. Hold up. Let me see. Did we get it? Did we get it? No. Sorry, I'm looking. Unless the defense comes out with something crazy at the very end, would be interesting. Well, you don't know. We don't know. The trial's not over, right? Those lawyers that Diddy hired at the end didn't come to lose, says Lindell. Lindell, they did not. I will say that. Like I said, I am not a hater. I can recognize when I feel like somebody's doing a good job in something. And like I said, I feel like his defense team is doing a pretty good job. You know, and they're coming through with some stuff. There's some stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. So I think that they've been doing a good job. But that's just my thought. You said yes, he did walk away from those 9 people that got killed. What is it? Is it College City? There was that, and then there was a New York nightclub. Those were 2 incidences that he really, where people were hurt in horrific ways and didn't make it for whatever reason, cleared because they were hurt. But yeah. He said he tampered with the jury. Don't trip. I said, you think he tampered with the jury already? I think the defense has done a really good job. I can give flowers. I mean, regardless of whether I think he's guilty or not, I think it's important to recognize when somebody's doing a good job. I think they've done a pretty good job. You said, I Googled it, hung jury. The result is a mistrial and the defendant is not automatically released from jail. I think it just depends. They probably would pull for something. You said no. Oh, the one on the nightclub. That's right. That nightclub situation was crazy. And what's his name did time. What's his name? God, I've done so many videos on him. Oh man, I can't remember. Oh, what's his name? I see his face. Why can't I remember his name? The one that did time for him. Shine. See, I was like, I see his face. I've talked about Shine Barrett. Oh my God, him. And he's like a politician and he accepted money from Diddy. And he still kept a relationship with Diddy, even though he did time. Like that shit is so that is beyond me crazy. Like, I don't know. That whole situation is crazy. In general. You said who is going on the stand to say none of this happened? I don't know. Well, I mean, look at what's happening with Karen Reed too. Some people are saying it's going to be another mistrial. So what happens if there's another mistrial? That case is a very interesting case. Have you guys been following that one too? The lady who was, charged with the murder of her, Boston cop situation. Some people believe he ran him over. Some people believe didn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, people are saying now that it's very likely that she's going to be found. There's going to be another mistrial. Kim, I don't think he did. I think he went to jail and then he received money at some point, but I don't think he sued him. And the thing is, Shine was deported after his prison. After he served time for like 9 years, he was deported back to Belize. And then he became a politician in Belize. That's what he did. You said Common Sense says she did it, but the prosecutors haven't shown any proof. Says, ooh. Telling you, if there's a mistrial on that one, I'm gonna jump in, and if they're gonna go forward with charges again, I'm gonna have to jump in on that one. I'm gonna have to jump in and report, even though I'm a little scared reporting it because the people are crazy when it comes to covering that case. And I'm like, oh man, and I don't even feel like I know enough to even like. Do you see them even retry? If it's a mistrial, would they take it back to court? Man, oh man. I'm telling you, man, these cases are intense. You said you do realize that the prosecution wasn't reading whole text messages today. They cut them short. They did, Lindell. So today, the prosecution, they couldn't. And actually, it was a win for the defense because essentially they were ready to object. Did you guys notice how many non-objections the defense had? There was maybe I can count like 1 or 2 objections that the defense had today for Diddy on these prosecutor witnesses experts. They had literally 2 of them. the government wouldn't let the prosecution admit some of those messages into the record. So I have a lot of questions. It was weird because it was like, I'm not there, right? But I would imagine that what it seemed like is people had to fill in the blanks for that. That's crazy. It's difficult to do, you know? That's right. I think Karen trial will be a hung jury. That's what people are saying. People are saying it's going to be a hung jury. You know, you said they couldn't because the messages were pre-approved, says Alexis. Like, I was waiting to see if we haven't gotten the transcripts yet, but I was so ready to get into it because I was like, ooh, maybe we'll get an idea. Maybe we'll receive them tomorrow. I got too early. I got up way too early this morning. I don't think, like, I got up at like 5 or 4 and then I couldn't go back to bed. And so then I had to get ready. Let's see. There's a certain few accountants who will be brought up on charges soon. Kim, now that's the question. Is TriStar going to be looking into? I mean, I don't understand how they could be operating at this point. How is it? How would they even? I don't get it. They should be going to court. This Lou Taylor lady should be in trouble. I don't get it. I don't know. Like, all these people, I don't get it. You said Miss Robin better run and hide. And the other lady, the Lou Taylor lady, man, this might be a day. This might be the day. The day, man. See, some of that money is like, as much as we'll never see some of the money that these people have, it's not always good money, you know? Some of that money is just, you know, us regular folks, we might struggle here and there. Shout out to us because we struggle. But you know what? I don't know, man. To sell your soul for some shit and then have to worry about who's after you, if the feds are coming for you, that's a whole different. That is not peace of mind. That is not peace of mind. TriStar is already under investigation. The Britney Spears conservatorship is still open. That needs to be with the feds. So, like, the feds need to jump in on that. You know what I mean? Honestly, KK should run to. Ooh, baby bunny's loud. KK should run to court while she has time. We need to hear from KK, TriStar, and a few others. I agree. I have a list. Okay, we need to hear from. Let's see. We said Roger Bond. Let me get my legal pad. Which, by the way, look at this. I need to write legal on it. Roger Bond, D-Rock. Who else? KK. Hey, and those other people too. The Tony Fletcher was another one. Harv Pierre, that's another one too that people aren't talking about. The TriStar to Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill. Okay. Like, I feel like, I don't know, man. Defense, I feel like we're missing something here. Or, excuse me, prosecution, we're missing something here. But that's just my thought on that. You think Jonathan Odie, life lessons learned? Jonathan Odie would be hard. You know, Young Miami, thank you. Kurt Burrows, Young Miami, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I better write legal. Hold up. I don't want to get in trouble. It's my illegal pad. See, legal. It's only for me. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go tend to baby buddy and I hear her. We didn't get the transcripts tonight, but that's okay. Maybe we'll receive them tomorrow. It'll be a short week, but guys, make sure your notifications are on because we'll be on tomorrow. Reporting again. Probably at a regular time, not so, you know. I think I got here at like 6:45. It was too much. I needed that extra 15 minutes. So have your notifications on. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Share, please, and if you can support, I really would appreciate it. All the links are in the chat. I don't know if they're still penned, but they're in the description box. Some of you guys already know them. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys mañana. And let me know. This is a YouTube live, straight live from YouTube. Did the quality? I mean, I feel like I'm learning. I'm going to graduate from StreamYard. I've been with StreamYard for 4 years. StreamYard, you're an asshole, and I need to graduate with something that's a little bit better quality than you. We have the technology for it. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.